diminished. He's become more of a boxer. He thinks that Mayweather can polish him a little there.
His last 6 fights have been decision victories, 312 amateur bouts. He represented the Dominican Republic at the 1996 Atlanta Olympic Games. We are set for our main event. Time for the introductions with our ringside announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the spectacular Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, USA, Golden Boy Promotions, in association with Saquon Ringside Promotions and Top Rank Boxing, proudly present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Acting Commissioner Sylvester Kyler. The 3 judges at ringside scoring this bout on the 10-point system will be Lynn Carter, Dan Trella, Gene Williams, and inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Harvey Dock. And now, for all the fans in attendance here at the Borgata of Atlantic City and the millions watching around the world on HBO Boxing After Dark, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing burgundy, official weight 130 pounds. His professional record, 43 victories, including 27 knockouts with 5 defeats and 2 draws. Damas y caballeros de los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico, the challenger, former WBC featherweight world champion, Humberto El Zorrita Soto. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue, official weight 130 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 27 bouts, 27 victories, including 17 knockouts. Damas y caballeros de Santo Domingo, República Dominicana, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, the Saquon Warrior, Joan Guzman.
You told him what I said, right? Okay.
Go, clear it out.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Guzman, Soto. Nosotros vimos las instrucciones antes. Acuérdate, escúchame. Protégete siempre, obedéceme todo el tiempo. Remember, we went over the instructions earlier. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Play limpio. Toca los guantes. Buena suerte.
Guzman is about a 7-5 favorite, but neither fighter has ever faced a better opponent than he will tonight. Nobody really knows who has an edge.
And we begin round number 1, scheduled for 12. Guzman admitted that Soto is good in our fighter meetings yesterday. He said, but I left my family for 4 months to get ready. On paper, he's my toughest opponent, but the fight is not fought on paper. Soto countered when we talked with him that Guzman is physically gifted. He granted that, but his heart is too small when he's under pressure.
I don't know where he got that news, since the guy's never lost.
was his possibly flawed interpretation of his opponent.
You know, each boxer, when you watch him fight tape on your opponent, you try and figure out what is his weakness. And you must feel that if he applies some pressure, that is his weakness.
Guzman has the quicker hands. That's already established and no surprise.
Like, what are some of the keys early for Soto against the speed of Guzman?
Soto's trying to put Guzman in the corner so he can take advantage of him. And
doing the right thing by going to the body, because that's how you start to equalize the foot speed factor.
Good thing is that he's doing it in the first round. He's not waiting until the middle rounds to do it.
Good right hand to the body by Guzman. Off the rope. Guzman with 8 first-round knockouts, most of those coming earlier in his career. His last 6 have gone by way of decision. Larry, what do you make of the fact that Guzman added 18 pounds between the weigh-in last night and today?
Well, it means that he blows up to 160, 170 pounds between fights. He's still not regarded as not as strong a puncher as Soto, even though he outweighs him coming into the fight by 13 pounds.
I think the weight's going to help him down the line if this turns out to be a rough fight.
I think Soto is feeling a little more confident at the moment about, Guzman about taking Soto's punch, because he's been hit a couple of flush punches and has handled them well.
And he's used his hand speed to counter nicely. End of round number 1. Good round for the champion, Joan Guzman.
Okay, Mama, lean back. Lean back. Go around, relax. You okay? Yeah. Relax. Move your head, though, okay? Move your head a little bit. A little more head move. A little more head move. You have to drink that water, man. What? That's okay.
You see, his eyes are swollen already. You see? But get in with the hook. Breathe now. Breathe deeply. Yeah, nothing's wrong. Now you just have to build your confidence, that's all. The power punches, load up.
Well, Soto's corner did point out something we hadn't noted before, which are there are already abrasions and lumps under the eyes of Guzman.
You know, some boxers actually bruise up like that. It doesn't mean they're going to bruise up anymore. It just, that's what happens. And I used to get that. A bruise up.
Good counter left hand by Guzman.
Good counter punching by Guzman.
And a right hand by Guzman.
He's looking to end this, but he's leaving himself very open.
He's going to ask him.
And they're both throwing wild house shots.
I guess they do want to fight Pacquiao now.
Good uppercut by Soto, and then a right hand by Soto. Right hand slapping from Guzman. As it opens up here in the second.
Guzman's throwing wild shots. I'm actually surprised that he's throwing them so wild.
Well, he has been known for throwing wide shots. He doesn't throw very straight punches. I was curious to see whether Mayweather Sr. could help him with that, but when you're 31 years old, you're not going to change the arc of your punches very much. But he's doing fine the way he's going.
Guzman picks off that combination with his gloves. Nice defense.
Soto took a step over to the right, but, you know, Guzman wasn't against the ropes. You only do that against a guy when he's against the ropes, so he can't go anywhere. Guzman was allowed to go somewhere after that punch.
Guzman goes to the head and the body.
Well, if Soto expected Guzman to be on a bicycle, it's an aggressive bicycle.
And, you know, some fighters can move too much, but Guzman is moving just enough to stay out of Soto's range.
It's effective.
Soto's strategy is, you know, you could see it from round one. He wants Guzman against the rope so he can take advantage of him. He wants to apply that pressure and give him something to think about.
It's incumbent when Soto has Guzman against the rope, so he cannot allow Guzman to tie him up.
No. And this is the thing that Guzman does so well, is to tie you up.
Great action.
Come from the Dominican Republic. David Ortiz, the Red Sox slugger, being at the top of that list. And he's turned slugger tonight. He's not a singles hitter tonight.
So the accidental clash of heads a couple seconds ago. No, he's looking for power shots, doubles in the gap, and homers. Bob Papa, Larry Merchant, Lennox Lewis, ringside at the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa in Atlantic City. Our main event, Joan Guzman defending his 130-pound title against Humberto Soto. Good action through the first 2 rounds. Champion Guzman in the white with red and blue.
And here they go. Here comes the power shots by both of them.
For a second, they seem to be distracted.
Guzman looked very comfortable on the ropes there. Didn't get hit with any shots.
I wonder if that's where Floyd Mayweather Sr. may have helped him a little bit.
Well, he's been down in Vegas training with him for quite some time, so he's got to have taken something home.
Good hook to the body, but Harvey Dock is saying it's low.
Time. Low blow. Time. Give me time. I know, slow blow. Low blow. He's got time. Keep him up. No golpes bajo. Right?
Soto will have time to regroup.
5 minutos.
He has up to 5 minutes, as Harvey Dock explains. Let's take a look and see how low it was.
Let's take a look, yeah.
It was low.
No los hago otra vez.
It wasn't too low because it seemed like he reacted late. It seemed like it didn't catch him and he reacted late, so he just took that 5 minutes. I don't know if it was a...
I thought it was a low blow.
Is it sometimes worse when it's actually off the cup as opposed to right on it?
Depends how the cup fits. So let's hope his cup fit good.
Obviously, it hurt him enough. I'm with you, Larry. I thought it was low enough to be called. It was underneath the belt line. And it's not that Soto is wearing his trunks exceptionally high where guys will sometimes have it up. I mean, it was a fair call.
Soto is definitely having problems with the speed and dexterity of Guzman.
Yeah, Guzman's speed is apparent in this fight. He's like he's a step ahead. Especially when he's in close throwing some combinations. Soto's throwing the combination, but he's like one step behind. And he has the right strategy. Work on Guzman's stomach, work on his body, trying to slow him down, and he had that from round 1.
Very effectively through the first 3. Let's see how Harold Letterman has it scored.
Okay, Bob, I got it the opposite way. I got it 29-28, 2 rounds to 1. Humberto Soto. Bob, I'm impressed by the way he comes forward and bangs the body. This guy's got leverage coming forward, and he's landed a lot of vicious body shots. He's backing Guzman up into the ropes like you see there. When he does that, he gets really good leverage, a lot of power, doing a lot of damage. That's why you see Guzman, his face is all lumped up. Incidentally, when you land a low blow and it's in an upward arc, you hit a guy low, and you bring that cup up, that's the kind of blows that cripple a guy, and that's what Soto got hit with. That was a real low blow. 2-1, Soto.
I have it 2-1 for Guzman.
I have it 3-0 Guzman.
I'm with you, Papa. I got it 3-0.
That's what makes it intriguing. One thing we know about Soto is he does not get deterred. He's going to hang in there and stick with what he's doing.
Soto is so focused on the body, he's forgetting about the head. And, you know, in this fight game, you got to mix up your punches, throw a different array of combinations so your opponent doesn't know what's coming. Good right hand by Guzman, straight on the button.
Just missed with the left uppercut.
Guzman has enough skill to come, you know, when Soto throws that jab, to come right over top of it.
Guzman now using his legs a little bit, control distance, and get away from harm. Nice. What does Soto need to do to stop this?
Soto needs to apply the same pressure he was applying from the first round. He's kind of took a little time off, but he still needs to do that.
I think it's Guzman who's taking time off here.
Look at this bottle. Keep him up. That was low. Keep him up.
I don't know. I didn't feel the referee needed to warn him on that. Soto on that. It was on the belt line. It's like he interrupted his groove.
That's a right hand from Guzman as he blocked Soto's assault.
And let me tell you.
Round number 5 begins for Joan Guzman, defending his 130-pound title against Humberto Soto. Guzman has the fight at the pace he wants right now, Lance.
Yeah, he's doing what he wants to do in there. He's got his hands pretty low because, you know, he isn't forced to keep him up yet. It's not like he's getting hit. And there's that overhand right, which is very dangerous for Soto, so he has to expect it and watch out for it. You know, this is the only time Soto gets the hit Guzman, because he's got him against the ropes, and, you know, he realizes Guzman can't go anywhere, so he throws more punches. This is what he needs to do. Push him up against the ropes and then start throwing his combinations. This is where Guzman's gotten smart now. He's not allowing that.
Soto told us he throws 3, I've got to throw 6. Soto's saying it was on the belt. He's arguing with Harvey Dock. Second warning for Soto.
got Guzman up against the ropes, but he's smothering himself. He needs to take out of that step to the side or step back and gain punching range.
Good left hand by Guzman.
Great left hand by Guzman. Popped Soto's head right back.
Guzman has done a nice job when he's against the ropes here, almost predicting the punches and blocking some of them with his gloves.
Yeah, I mean, he can see him coming. Plus, Soto's punching a lot to the body, and you know there's a speed difference right here, and this is what makes Guzman great against the ropes, very effective against the ropes. Here's Soto trying to set that trap. See, Soto needs to be working in there. Able to do that.
Yeah, but neither fighter is a big enough puncher to change the fight with one punch, which is good for the action. But you wonder whether the tide can turn significantly anytime.
I tell you, if they go to the middle of the ring and start slugging it out, I'm guaranteed somebody's going to get knocked out.
Well, I understand the over-under is 11.5 rounds.
Guzman, and he dips away from danger.
See, Soto's following Guzman around. He needs to be cutting off the ring more precisely.
Guzman's being allowed to fight his fight right now.
Yeah, he's up on his toes. He's really relaxed. He's moving around. See, when a boxer's up on his toes like that, all he's doing is setting you up and looking pretty.
Well, it's hard to cut the ring off on Guzman because he's darting to in both directions and using his quickness, his balance in a balletic way.
Been able to avoid damage when he's backed against the ropes like this.
Well, Guzman's doing the right thing. He keeps that right hand pretty high, and he's tucking his chin behind his left shoulder, so it's pretty hard to hit him when he's got his hands like that and he's up against the ropes.
My guess is, again, that's some of Floyd Mayweather's handiwork.
With a right hand and again just moves away.
Final 58-56, Joan Guzman. In the last 3 rounds, he's managed to keep that fight in the middle of the ring, uses hand speed. But I got to tell you, when he goes up on the ropes and he starts grabbing a rope and doing that bull crap that he does, the feints, you know, he looks at him and doesn't punch, that's when he gets nailed. But very, very nice job in the last 3 rounds. He's taken over the fight with his fast hands, his boxing ability, and the fact that he's landing a lot more clean punches. 4-2 Guzman.
I have the same score.
Alex says Soto squandered some opportunities in the last couple rounds when he's had Guzman against the ropes and not doing much. Let's see if he does it here. He allows Guzman to get away.
I think his corner told him that he needs to step it up a bit. This is where he needs to step it up, and he's doing the right thing when he gets him against the ropes and he's now throw his combination. Guzman throws a slapping right hand. It's not effective at all. He needs to really stomp his toe into the ground and twist that ankle and get some power behind that punch. Guzman's got his mouth open and is always dangerous from a puncher like Soto.
When a fighter is undefeated for so long, and incidentally, Guzman told us that his father was 6-0 in a pro when he had to retire because of an illness. So there hasn't been a defeat in that family in a long, long time as professionals. He just doesn't think he can lose. It's not in his vocabulary.
He hasn't lost since the 1996 Olympics to Omar Narvaez of Argentina.
Right, and he has a kid brother who's 4-0, and they tell us that they have wars in the gym.
Great display of punches in the middle round. Both of them decided to, you know, let's go for it in the center of the ring. Guzman got caught warned for punching a bit low.
We've had some awfully good fights recently. Taylor, Pavlik, Calzaghe, and Kessler.
We begin round number 8 for Joan Guzman, defending his 130-pound title against Humberto Soto. No knockdowns in the fight. Both men have been cautioned for low blows by referee Harvey Dock.
You know, I'm thinking some of Soto's opponents must have been sluggers that walked forward and was in that place where they could just slug it out, because he's having difficulty against a man that gives him some lateral movement.
We haven't seen him against speed. And speed gives everybody problems, including other speed.
Right. And I think, Larry, you made the point at the beginning of the fight that this is the best opponent for either guy to date on their resume.
You know, I don't see any hand problems that Guzman's showing in this fight, so it seems like his hands are...
Yeah, he broke his wrist in preparation for a fight last spring, and told us that when he was 10 years old, a heavy bag fell on him in the gym, and he broke both wrists then.
Told us the story about as he was healing, he took the cast off to have a fight in the neighborhood. And Soto is not without a childhood injury. When he was a youngster, he was coursing around the back of a pickup truck and crashed into a rock and needed a lot of stitches on his forehead.
Guzman has attained a certain, I don't want to call it dominance, that's too strong a word, but he's maintained an edge. He knows what he's doing with the speed, and it's up to Guzman to change this, because the path this fight is going on is not a good one for Guzman. I'm sorry, for Soto.
And here Soto's allowing himself to be tied up.
And what I like about Guzman is that he uses his speed in a positive way. He's not using it to run. He's not using it just to avoid punches. He feels very comfortable at close quarters because his hands are faster than his opponents.
And even earlier when he went backwards, he was using it effectively to set up a punch and then move out. Soto's just holding on. Confidence.
Yeah, I think he came into this fight believing that he could slow Guzman down and impose his size, even though he's smaller at the moment because of what they weighed in earlier. He's more natural at this weight, and he's found out that that's not going to be the deal, and I think that he's not quite sure about how to go about it anymore, because Guzman has become more confident of how he's handling the situation up to now.
And a lot of boxers get wake-up calls, you know. They go in thinking one thing, and then while they're doing the fight, it's like it turns out to be something different.
Well, I'm talking with Soto and his people yesterday. They just thought that Guzman was going to run around, and that has not been the case. It's been effective movement, but he hasn't run.
Well, you know, that's what they've probably seen in the past fights when they've seen him move around. They felt that he never had no heart, but he's showing plenty of heart in this fight.
Their feet got tied up. Their feet got tied up. Soto stepped on the foot of Guzman.
Okay. To give you an idea of Guzman's body control, Hal Letterman has told us a story about how he was cornered in a ring in a small fight in New York, and he ducked all the way down to the canvas and came out through the other fighter's legs. Sounds like a Charlie Chaplin move.
Tremendous athleticism.
Yeah, I think it's a limbo move, really.
You're right. They have the limbo in the Dominican Republic, as they have in other parts of the Caribbean.
Yes, they do. But do they have a limbo boxer?
Could be Joan Guzman.
Now, Soto was trying to throw a fake hook and then step around and throw a hook again, but the feet got messed up again with Guzman.
Quit that shit. All right. You're looking good. You is looking good. But I want you to do the right thing, baby, okay? Use your jab, move your head, keep your head moving, keep feinting, confusing, okay?
The way this fight is going in terms of, well, the time, it's 12:30 in the Sunday morning here in Atlantic City. We may get to see the result of this in the Monday or Tuesday newspaper.
It's been a busy night. We started with the replay of Soto Mosley, then Abner Mares with a hard 12-round decision against Damian Marciano, and now Joan Guzman and Humberto Soto underway in round number 10. Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored?
Okay, Bob. 88, 83, 7 rounds to 2. Joan Guzman. Bob, I gotta tell you, Joan Guzman, you know, he wins it with quick hands, really good, nice, clean punching. Humberto Soto's just not busy enough. I mean, 60 early rounds, when he lands 1, 2 at a time. He never, ever gets enough blows in to win a round, and Guzman is just not punching him. You can see it by the punch net numbers. One thing I wanted to point out, Guzman's wearing grant gloves. He's notorious for hurting that right hand. The grant gives you a little bit of extra protection. I think Lennox said that he was slapping with the right hand. That's because his hands hurt him. No doubt about it. 7-2, Guzman.
I have it 6-2-1. But on both of our cards, Soto would need at least a knockdown to get back into the fight.
The latest hand injury for Guzman back in May was the left wrist. Larry, you had mentioned that Guzman has some famous friends in the Dominican Republic. He's also doing some tremendous work with his Joan Guzman Foundation. Both of these men are married with 2 children. His oldest daughter, his oldest child, Maria Teresa, who's 8, has auditory problems. As Guzman just dips away from danger. And Soto's not able to score, and he shoots the counter right.
You know, I think in doing that, Guzman may actually have had his knee touch the canvas, which I don't know if that would have been called a knockdown or not.
It's a good move. I mean, he's able to be able to do it, has that kind of body control to do it.
Hot shot, gets away.
You could see the referee kind of stepping in, like if he, wanted to say something or do something, but he couldn't because Guzman's knee didn't touch the canvas.
Now he's imposing psychological damage as well as punch damage.
Guzman has that.
Okay. But he might go through Soto's legs to show us that move there.
Guzman has that arrogance as most undefeated boxers have, and he definitely displays that tonight. There's Soto just concentrating on the body. Guzman just laying there comfortably. He's not getting hit. But this is what I'm saying about Soto. He's too close to Guzman right there. He needs to have some...
He's the type of fighter that Pacquiao would want to fight with this kind of movement.
I think they should fight. It'd be an interesting fight.
Well, Pacquiao may take Marquez first. Talk about him fighting Diaz. Juan Diaz, that is, the lightweight champion.
Guzman almost daring Soto to throw a punch, telling him to throw a punch so he can work off of that punch and throw some kind of spectacular combination.
Just to finish the story about Guzman and his foundation and his daughter, by the way, that has the auditory problems. Part of his foundation is to raise money for children in the Dominican that have auditory problems that need hearing aids. He's going out and buying hearing aids for kids that can't afford those hearing aids to give them a better life. So he's doing good work back in his homeland of the Dominican Republic. And he's doing good work tonight against Humberto Soto, using his skills and his style and negating the good that Soto can do. Shots to the body by Guzman. Soto tries to answer.
Let it spin and blow. Let it spin and blow.
When Soto's had Guzman against the corner, he's had a hard time landing a clean punch, Lennox.
It's like Guzman's real slippery in there, and he almost feels the punches coming. It's very difficult to hit by anybody. Soto's obviously finding it difficult, and throughout this whole fight, finding it difficult. He hasn't found that right punch that catches Guzman at all. There's nothing that really catches him. Maybe an uppercut catches him and going to his body, but there's no real punch that he can get through to really slow down Guzman's speed.
Well, he hasn't lost in 20 fights in 5 years, Soto.
Power. Soto did record a 12th round stoppage in Nevada back in 2002 against Emigio Castilian.
Floyd Mayweather Sr. said it's time to shine. When good boxers hear that, it's like a switch turns on in them and they want to shine. So we're going to see if he's going to shine in this last round.
You think they communicate that well already, that Guzman got that message?
You know, it's really giving him an opportunity to do what he wants. And some of the trainer says to go out there and shine. All boxers know what that means. Go out there and look good. This is your last round. This is the time to impress the judges and show the judges that, yeah, you're winning this fight and this fight's yours.
Lennox, you asked Guzman why, or maybe Larry, you did yesterday, why you keep switching trainers, and he said, good question. Looks like this move turned out to be a pretty good one.
I think he basically trains himself, but I think he felt, as Lennox said earlier, that getting a well-known American trainer in his corner might help get him some more exposure, and maybe he still can learn something.
One of the things that was talked about before this fight, the fact that Guzman had gone 6 consecutive fights with a decision. But this has been a very impressive decision against Humberto Soto if he gets it. He thinks he has it in the bag.
Right there, Soto went to the body, but everybody in that building knew he was going to the body. You know, he wound up so much.
A tan from Soto, but too little, too late. There's the bell to end it. And Joan Guzman remain undefeated and keep his 130-pound belt. Or is Humberto Soto taking it? Soto has not lost since losing to Kevin Kelly, a majority decision, July 13th, 2002. 20-0 with 15 knockouts and 1 no decision during that stretch. And let's take a look at the judges. Lynn Carter, 14 title fights. In the Klitschko decision over Peter. She had it for Klitschko. How about Don Trella, 3 title fights from Connecticut. We had Cotto over Malinaji, 115, 112. And Gene Williams, 20 title fights. Lewis draw against Holyfield.
Was no draw. I'll beat him twice.
I was going to say, that did not instill confidence in the Guzman camp when that came up.
I know, that was preposterous.
Outlandish, Lennox. Outlandish. Joan Guzman, Howard Letterman scorecard, 115, 113.
You see Bernard Hopkins there. He's the Eastern partner of Oscar De La Hoya in Golden Boy. Told us earlier today that negotiations have begun for a fight with Joe Calzaghe. Whether they'll finish or not is another question.
All right, the judges' cards have been tallied. The man holding the decision, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa of Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Lynn Carter and Gene Williams score the bout 117, 111. Don Trella, 118, 110. All 3 to the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated and still champion, the Sequan Warrior, Joan Guzman.
Joan Guzman, a unanimous decision victory, comfortably on the judges' scorecards as he retains and makes the second defense of his 130-pound championship against Humberto Soto. He is now 28-0 for the 31-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Final punch numbers in the fight. And the thing that you'll notice in this fight is the fact that Guzman landed 302 punches. That is 110 more, and the percentage, 44%. He was very accurate. He used his movement effectively, and he was accurate with his punches in this fight. Power punches also go in favor of Guzman, 54% over the balance of the fight. He landed more. Soto not accurate with his power punches, a lot of them smothered by Guzman. So Joan Guzman retains his championship with a unanimous decision victory over Humberto Soto. Well, Lennox Lewis, Joan Guzman has added Floyd Mayweather Sr. to his camp. Looked like he had some nice subtle movement when he was against the ropes, and a very impressive win. He used his movement effectively. Your thoughts on his performance tonight?
His performance was great in the sense that he was able to stay away from Soto's power punches, and he was really one step ahead all the time. And it was virtually an easy fight for him, and he didn't really display anything that he hasn't displayed in his past fights. He showed that his hands were still good, and I think right now he just needs to go to the next step.
All right, well, what is the next step for Joan Guzman? He's 31 years of age. He's undefeated. Larry, everyone talked about all the decisions in a row, but tonight this was an impressive decision with the way he used his speed, his technique. Where does he go from here, and what do you see for Joan Guzman?
Well, he's made his case to fight Pacquiao. I'm not sure that he's high on Pacquiao's list for the immediate future at any rate. One of the things that intrigues me about this night's fight is there's another subtext, which is the battle that has gone on between Golden Boy and Top Rank, Bob Arum's company, and Oscar De La Hoya's company, since they've reached a truce earlier this year, which allowed the Pacquiao-Barrera fight to happen. Pacquiao won. That's a top-ranked fighter. Then last week, we saw that Cotto beat Mosley, another victory for Top Rank over Golden Boy. Tonight, Golden Boy had the edge. So it's 2-1 between Golden Boy and Top Rank as we head down to the stretch of the season.
And Golden Boy's young prospect, Abner Mara, has kicked off the live portion of our telecast with an impressive 12-round victory. Larry, pleasure working with you again. Have a great Thanksgiving.
It's been good, Bob.
All right, that wraps it up from here at ringside as Joan Guzman defends his championship with a unanimous decision victory over Humberto Soto. Well, please make sure you join us tomorrow night right here on HBO. Tune in for the premiere of our 4-episode series, Mayweather Hatton 24/7.